Welcome to the first episode of KungFood. A lot of you might be asking yourselves, why do a martial arts and cooking show together? And the answer is quite simple. In my mind, you cannot have good martial arts excellence by only exercising. And you cannot have good excellence by only eating well. You have to have both in order to have good health. You have to have good food and good exercise. As a martial artist, as a good martial artist, we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves into training combinations. If somebody attacks this way, then you react that way. What you want to do instead, from a good Kung Fu perspective, is train yourselves in a foundation of basics, of effective techniques and proper body conditioning. These basics can be then used like ingredients in a meal effectively, however the situation requires. Whatever your opponent presents, you present something accordingly. You don't have a pre-meditated combination that you really want to land, and so you force the issue. That's a good way to get yourself beat up or lose a fight. And what I want to bring to the table of the culinary arts is, the same kind of mentality that we don't want to be starstruck with this. Sorry about that slight interruption. As I was saying, we don't want to be starstruck with, a recipe that we read in a food magazine or saw on the Food Network, celebrity chefs, and then drive ourselves crazy trying to locate that one ingredient that might have to come from all the way around the other side of the world. Not only is that unnecessary, it's a bit irresponsible in today's day and age. I emphasize, using what's available, so the food half of this philosophy is the same thing as the martial arts philosophy. You want to stock your cupboard, your fridge, with whole food that you can then use to build whatever it is you want to build. And so the real knowledge isn't being passed along in the forms of, this is a recipe, you must follow it to the T. Just like, this combo has to be done this way, this way, this way, then that way. Instead, you want to have these basics. Once you have these basics mastered, then you can express yourself creatively and effectively, both in martial arts and in cooking. So the idea is simple. The basic building blocks for a good, healthy food is whole food that is as it was, not processed, not modified. You want to equip yourself with the knowledge that you need to make good choices when you're shopping, so that you don't have to shop for every meal of the week. You just have to gather the ingredients, and then you can open up your fridge, open up your cupboard, and use what's there to create a healthy meal, a tasty, healthy meal that is, whatever mood you're in. You already have what you need there. You just use it creatively. Same thing in martial arts, okay? We're not going to train, if a guy does this, then you do that. We're going to train the basic building blocks that you need. And just like in food, you need to know the difference between what is real, what is effective, and what just looks good, what looks pretty, what you've seen on TV. There are some martial arts techniques that look very pretty and have no real-world application whatsoever. They just won't work. A Pop-Tart with sprinkles on it might look very attractive, but it has no substance, no nutrition, no value. And so that is the Kung Fu philosophy in a nutshell. Understanding the difference between something of value and something that has no value. Training in that, knowing that, and then using these basic building blocks to create whatever it is you want to create, whatever the situation requires of you in combat, whatever your opponent presents you, you then have the ability to respond effectively and creatively, and to do the same thing in the kitchen. So, um, our first episode, we're going to just cover stretches. And so, if you'll join me outside in the my little redneck dojo, we're going to go out there and we're going to do some. I'm going to a set of pre-workout and post-workout stretches that you can then refer to throughout the rest of the year as we're doing the rest of the training. And in the kitchen, afterwards, we're going to put together a nice little stir fry, just using what's around. I'm going to see what we got in the garden. I'm going to see what we got in the fridge. Hopefully not have to buy too many ingredients because we don't want to have to spend a ton of money. We're not trying to put on airs here. We're trying to stay healthy and keep it tasty. So please join us for some stretching and stir fry. All right, so it's important that before any workout you stretch and warm up. Pre-workout stretches should always be dynamic, that is, moving, range of motion stretches, not static pulling. That is for after the workout. You can injure yourself by doing deep static stretching before a workout, so always do your static stretches after a workout and do your dynamic stretches before your workout. This is just going to be a set of simple head-to-toe dynamic stretches that are good for martial artists to do before any kind of training and or fighting. Thank you. Okay, to begin, simply find your stance, put your feet together, and then go into a comfortable shoulder width apart position, and begin by rotating your neck. Big circles, nice and easy. We're not trying to injure ourselves. We're going to make 6 revolutions to the left, and then we're going to make 6 revolutions to the right. Just starting to warm up those muscles, taking it nice and easy. Alright, now begin by doing shoulder rotations. Big circles back with your shoulders. We're loosening up that shoulder girdle, and then 6 circles forward. Now begin doing your elbow rotations. What we're doing is just pulling our arms back as far as they go, and then bending the elbows in, and then rotating them up forward. This will create flexibility in the tendons and in the joints. Especially important if we're going to do any kind of grappling or striking the air techniques today. And do the same thing with your wrists. You're going to do 6 revolutions one direction, 6 the other. While you're doing this, it's important to clench your fists as tight as possible. That way you'll feel the tendons working in the backs of your hands and in your wrists. You really want to get those strengthened and conditioned to this kind of strain. Shake it out, widen your stance, and begin doing arm rotations. Now, you're looking for a loose energy here, like you are swinging a bucket of water without spilling it. You want to just swing by using your hip, much like a hula hoop kind of a power there, and swing your arm dead weight style in large circles, and this really loosens up that shoulder girdle again. Also, it gets the blood flowing into our hands, so that's important for hand techniques. You're going to do one arm, do another, and then do both, and both directions forward and backward with each. Now widen your stance and drop into your horse. Put your hands above your hips around the floating ribs area, and try to maintain your vision forward, and you're not turning your head and you're not turning your hips. You just want to rotate there at the upper waist and get that part loosened up. This is essential to Choi Lei Fut and White Crane training. This is the source of our striking power, is this flywheel between our upper body and lower body. I'm going to do that for about 30 seconds. Then you want to find a nice wide stance and begin making large revolutions, big circles with your hips. All right, loosen up that pelvic girdle. 6 one direction, then stop and go the other direction 6 times. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next stretch, which is similar to this one, but we're going to incorporate the rest of our body. I like to call it the "you move like they do" stretch. So for that, you want to start down low and then make full revolutions with your entire body. You're stretching everything here. Go back as far as you can. You will feel the air being squeezed out of your lungs. Don't injure yourself. Just do what you can do. You'll notice that I'm not a master athlete either. I'm only doing what I'm able to do. Every day I'm training. And you can do the same thing. The more we do this, the better we'll become, the more flexible we become. Big circles, brushing the sky. 6 one direction, 6 the other. Excellent. Okay. Now you're going to stretch the upper shoulders again. Shoulders are very important in our technique, so we're going to twist one direction, reach across your body, and twist with the other. Reach across and push. Push into it. 1, 2, 1, 2, and push like that, and really stretch that upper body. You're twisting your chest and stretching those shoulders out. All right, that's excellent. Now you bend down and make circles with your knees. Oh, we're going to do squats first. We're going to squat. Oh, there's my knees. Squat and stretch. Squat and stretch. And you're going to feel the stretch in the back of your hamstrings. You want it when you come up. You want your legs all the way straight, and you can push in on your kneecaps and keep them where they're supposed to be. Keep your feet flat on the ground and get a nice stretch in the back of your hamstrings there. Okay. Now we're going to spin. Once again, like when you're doing the arm rotations, you want your arms here to be loose, dead weight. You're turning from a left bow and arrow to a right bow and arrow, and you'll see that your arms are just flapping. There's no control in my arm muscles here, and I'm actually striking pressure points above my shoulder blades and on my kidneys there, and that is invigorating those organs and getting my chi ready for the techniques to come. Next, we're going to go into a low riding the dragon stance. This is a great stretch, but once again, we're getting deeper into our stretches here, but we're keeping it dynamic. We're moving, and this is also aerobic, slightly cardio. So your blood's now pumping. Your breath is getting heavy. This is good. You're warming up for the coming exercise. Okay, excellent. I like to finish up. Once again, we're keeping that energy level up. We're getting a little more energetic here. You can do a downward dog into a cobra push-up. It's hard to see with my pants there, but you want to keep your legs off the floor like you are in a push-up position. You're on your hands and you're on your toes, and you want to dip down and arch your back, looking straight up at the sky, and then pull back into a downward dog, stretch it, and then pull down again. So you're combining a strength building exercise of push-up with the yoga positions, downward dog and cobra. This will get you all loosened up and get your blood ready for the coming exercises. Excellent. Do as many of those as you can. I like to add, one each day. Okay.